Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes with me on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. Our video brought to you by Welch & Company Jewelers for the absolute best jewelry selection. Log on to welchjewelers.com. We're also brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College, Timber Banks Golf Club, and Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State. Make sure you invest with Brian like I did. Absolutely, positively a terrific move. Opens your eyes to some new things. Put some money away today and invest tomorrow with Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State. I link up with him on my Facebook page a lot, and you can send him a message and get a quick meeting. Just hear what he has to say. Really great stuff from Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State. Tax-efficient retirement planning with Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State. I want to focus in on this video in terms of Odell Beckham Jr. Now, this guy here, I will tell you that there is a good with him and there is a bad with this guy. I mean, the good side, he's an all-world talent. He comes from that 2014 NFL draft where it was an epic wide receiver class. It was one for the ages at that position. When you look at Odell Beckham, you look at Sammy Watkins, you look at Mike Evans, you look at Jarvis Landry, you look at Allen Robinson. There were so many wide receivers in that group. Kelvin Benjamin that came out of college. Beckham probably at the top of the group. I mean, this guy runs unbelievable routes. We know he has some of the best hands in football, even though it looks like his gloves have stickies on them. But he still has terrific hands. He can run short. He can run long. He can extend the chains. He can make the defense completely and utterly have to shift and change because he can go for the home run ball at any time. He's really good in the red zone, and he's absolutely, positively fast as hell. We know those things. We know he's a game breaker. We know that he's a game changer. We know that right now he is the guy for the New York Football Giants. I think Eli Manning is still the face of the franchise because he does play the primo position of quarterback, but Eli Manning, it's getting close. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. Is a guy who, despite his antics, a lot of the youngsters love, and a lot of the advertisers, I think, are still getting really excited about because he's always in front of the camera. And what does that mean? Well, it means marketing, promotion, and therefore more money. Now, the bad side, of course, is what I was just kind of getting into here. I had to dip my toe into the water a little bit by saying antics to get into really the Odell Beckham situation. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. is a guy who, cocaine, boats, off-the-field nonsense, craziness, swearing, disgruntled locker room outbursts. Is it worth it for the New York Football Giants, for Odell Beckham Jr. to be there for the long haul? Is it worth it for them to put up with all of this other stuff in order for the production, hoping that Odell Beckham does not lose his cool on the field, hoping that Odell Beckham does not rip his helmet off and get another 15-yard penalty, hoping that in the offseason the guy behaves himself? When you've got $100, $120, $130 million possibly riding on this guy in the future with a brand new contract, it is really something to think about. And I will tell you right now, in terms of Odell Beckham Jr., if I'm the New York Giants, I do one of two things. I make the decision to sign him and go for it and say, okay, we'll put up with everything else when the time comes. But he's too good of a player. The production is there. We can easily coach him. We can bring in another mentor for him. Whatever we have to do to make this thing go as smooth as possible. Or I'd go in the other direction, and I would trade him and get as many draft picks as humanly possible. I thought maybe during the NFL draft that a lot of the steam that was coming right up to the top of the pot with the boiling water, with Odell Beckham being traded, I thought that was going to go through. I really did. I thought the Giants were going to do it. New regime, new GM, new head coach, and I thought that was going to really come to fruition, but it didn't. But right now, I think the Giants have a major decision to make. And the other part that isn't helping the New York Football Giants is, of course, the fact that all of these contracts are enormous right now. For some of these wide receivers, they're getting crazy money. Look at Sammy Watkins, for example. He's making $16 million a year playing football for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Sammy Watkins' tenure in Buffalo is simply remembered for not being able to stay on the field. His tenure in a Los Angeles Rams uniform is simply from the Sean McVay crazy up-and-down offense with a very good, reliable quarterback in Jared Goff who could get him the ball all the time. But Sammy Watkins was kind of here and there and a fluff player, and frankly, you just kind of kept waiting for him to get injured again. So those are really the memories that we have of Sammy Watkins since his Clemson days. I remember watching him in the Carrier Dome, busting it down the sideline and catching a touchdown from Taj Boyd and going, my God, this guy's going to be a star in the NFL. And he just has not been able to stay healthy. He's been a marginal wide receiver. When he's healthy, sure, he can be a 700-800-yard guy. He could be an 1,000-yard guy if he has a full season and works his ass off. But the reality is he's been glass on the field. He just breaks, he shatters. Yet Sammy Watkins is making $16 million a year. So what does that mean for Odell Beckham Jr.? This is one of the reasons why he is going to his agent. He's going to the public. He's going to the media. He's going to other people and going, look, I'm worth a ton of money. You got to sign me. I am the best wide receiver in the NFL. And when you look at what other guys are getting, when you look at the money, when you look at the market, when you look at the cap that continues to go up, when you look at the money that's throwing, being thrown around in the NFL, you look at the TV contracts, you look at how much these teams are making from home and away ticket sales, it's hard to argue Odell Beckham Jr.'s talent in terms of paying him what he does deserve, considering what the market says. But I would not have any middle ground here if I'm the New York Football Giants. This is a very, very difficult opinion for me to form, whether I'd get rid of him or if I would sign him long-term and just kind of try to suck it up. I wouldn't meet in the middle, though. That's the one thing that I will say. I would not meet up in the middle and say, well, if a couple little things come up, it's okay, and then, but we'll pay him, and, we'll do both ends of it. You've got to decide on one. And if you sign Odell Beckham Jr. and he becomes a major problem still in the locker room, the antics continue on and off the field. He's doing the extracurricular off the field as well, in terms of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, more cocaine, more boats, more bad spots, more bad atmospheres, etc. If those things happen, you can't release press releases and say we're disappointed in Odell Beckham Jr. You can't say, man, we shouldn't have done this. You can't say, boy, I thought we had this fixed. Because some people just don't change. And Odell Beckham Jr. seems to be pretty much reckless, at least at this point. You would have thought maybe a couple years ago it would have changed. He's been in the league now for, 4 years? Maybe it would have changed by now. Cam Newton at the podium hasn't changed. Did Johnny Manziel change? Some guys just don't change. And so it looks like this is the Odell Beckham Jr. period, end of discussion, that you had last year, the year before that, and the guy you drafted in 2014. If I'm the Giants, I trade him, get draft picks, or you commit all in. You can't meet in the middle at this point with this talented wide receiver. This video here, 9 Minutes with Mike Lindsley on IGTV, Facebook, and YouTube, is brought to you by the Phoenix Sports Restaurant, an official sponsor of the ML Sports Platter. Make sure you come to the Phoenix Sports Restaurant on August 18th and join me for an unbelievable day. We're going to have a watch party, Yankees, Blue Jays, plus the Alabama Stakes, and all the races prior to from Saratoga Racecourse. You can come, you can bet on the races, you can eat all-you-can-eat cheese pizza on the house. That's right, there's free cheese pizza all day, plus $2 beer can specials. They're going to have all-you-can-eat specials during the week during Saratoga race season as well. All you can eat steak, all you can eat spaghetti and meatballs, all you can eat boneless wings, and go there after work, grab a brew, grab an awesome sandwich, and go bet on the races, Saratoga and all the other big time places around the country for horse racing. August 18th, we'll see you there at the Phoenix Sports Restaurant. Also a big thanks to Wagurski Law Firm, Welch & Company Jewelers, and, of course, your State Farm agent, Matt Graham. Hit me on Twitter, at Mike L. Sports. That's 9 Minutes with Mike Lindsley, IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.